I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, spring 2023 market update right now. I just got the latest stats in from the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board. Every month they print a detailed stats package. I always throw this out. It is the only true source to get market statistics on the Vancouver market. The only source. They run the MLS, they run the Paragon system. It is a unmassaged version, a stats package they put out on where exactly the market is at. And then of course they use the best stat out there, which is the active sales to listings ratio, which you never hear the media ever talk about. I go on and on about this for 10 years now, how that's the cleanest stat to use, gives you an instant snapshot of where the market's at, whether it's a buyer's market, seller's market, or balanced market. So the trend continues here. This trend has been going on now for several months now. I'll give you a nutshell. Prices are edging up month over month. Prices are up 1.8% month over month. And I see this continuing, folks. I think we're now well into our spring market. I think for May, June, I think we're going to continue to see this trend slowly going up. 1.5–2% month over month price increases. The reason is that there is nothing for sale. The 10-year average for sales is down 28%. So sales are down, and the media loves to throw that stat out in Vancouver and Toronto, that condo sales plummet 20%. But what they don't look at is, well, what is the inventory at? 10-year average for inventory is down 24%. So it's a wash, and that's why I like to always use this sales to active listings ratio. It's a nice clean stat, and the prices are going up 1.8%, and it's reflective in the sales to active listing ratio. We are now in a strong seller's market across the board. Last fall, the detached market slipped into a buyer's market for a very short window of time, about 3 months, if you go back and watch my blogs from last fall or at the end of last year. But here it is. I always give you guys, anything under 12 is a buyer's market. From 12 to 20 is balanced. Anything over 20 is a buyer's market. I can tell you, condos are pretty much always anything over 20 is a seller's market. Condos are pretty much always in a seller's market, 80–90% of the time, especially the good quality one beds. They rarely ever dip into balance market because there's just nothing for sale, never has been, and nothing on the horizon getting built here in Vancouver. But for detached homes, we are now at an active sales to listings ratio of 23. For townhomes, 37, and for condos, 35. So all in a pretty strong seller's market. If I broke down this condo number to high quality one beds and the stratas that I think are like preferred stratas, this number would probably be at about 45. Extremely strong seller's market. You name your price, you're going to get a bidding war on it. You're going to get 40 parties looking at it for the week and get multiple offers on it. Sell over ask, and you're probably going to get subject free offers again. Same thing would be on townhomes as well. So strong market right now, which it's surprising, and I've been going on about this for a while. When you consider the unprecedented interest rate hikes we've had, 8 hikes, we went from 1.2% variable to currently sitting at 5.65. Again, this should have crushed this market, but the reason it didn't, a couple of things. The big one, of course, was the inventory. So late last summer and last fall, as these interest rates were slowly starting to rise, the narrative in the media was, watch out, folks, the market is going to crash. This is going to be the big one. Sellers are going to be forced to liquidate their homes because the 40% of people living in the Lower Mainland were on variable rate mortgages. The mortgage payments are going to go from $3,000 to $4,500, and they're going to be forced to sell. And hey, they had a point. It was looking pretty grim there late last fall as these interest rates continued to get ratcheted up. But it just did not materialize. Now, of course, if you watch some of my earlier blogs from years and years ago, I had kind of foreseen some of that. I said that, a lot of Vancouver homeowners are sitting on a ton of equity. A lot of Vancouver homeowners have clear title on their properties. And then, of course, a lot of homeowners are in fixed rate mortgages. So they have not been touched by this increase in the variable rate, at least not until they renew. And many of them still have years left at fixed rates at very low, very favorable interest rates. So that inventory number never materialized. And here we are, we're well into the spring market 2023. And I can tell you right now, it does not look good for inventory. By now, we've seen a little bit of an uptick in homes. I've seen a few good East Van homes. I've listed 3 detached homes here just recently. But not to the numbers we should see for a typical spring market. And the reasons for that, I've done so many blogs. People can't move up. They would like to move from a 2-bedroom to a duplex, or from a 2-bed to a townhouse, or maybe into their first detached home. But there's nothing on the market for them to move up to. So I'm just going to stand pat. I'm on a fixed rate mortgage at 2.6% for another 2 years. Hey, I'll just hold tight. Now the prices are starting to go up again. Why sell? I'll just hold tight. The value of my home is going up. I'm in a fantastic mortgage rate, and by the time that mortgage rate comes up for renewal in a couple of years, it'll be probably far better than what the current renewal rate is now. So it's a real quagmire here. As we said, though, I do not think this spring market the inventory is going to come up in any substantial way. So for that reason, I think prices month over month are, for at least for the foreseeable future, are going to probably continue to go up month over month here for a while. If you're on the sidelines, if you're pre-approved, you've got the down payment funds, I would probably tell you to get into the market. I always tell you guys, don't pay a whole lot of attention to these stats packages anyways. I'm in real estate, so I have to, but I can tell you, before I became a realtor and I was buying investment properties, I didn't look at stats packages like this at all. I didn't care. I was focused on saving my down payments for my next place, getting the pre-approval roadmap in place from my mortgage rep. Once I had that in place, I called up my dad and let's buy. Get me a good home that I can rent in a good strata that's well taken care of, and I'm going to pull the trigger. I could care less if it was a buyer's market, seller's market, or balance market. You guys should too if you're a first-time buyer here. But for right now, market is holding up incredibly well. And I often saying in my last couple of blogs here, what's going to happen here if prices are going up with that many hikes? Gee, what's going to happen next year when we start to get some potential decreases in the mortgage rates? Because for the last 13 months, we have had some major headwinds to this market, yet it held up pretty well. The headwinds were the 25 and 50 and one full 100 basis point hikes over the last 13 months, plus the narrative that panic selling is going to kick in. We're going into a recession. The stock market was beaten up, yet it held its own. Inventory held tight. Now, spring 2023, I would say we've got a lot of tailwinds now at our back. Tailwinds being that we're pausing on the interest rate hikes. From this point forward, we could see some reductions maybe later this year or probably in 2024. Economy might turn. Those are catalysts for another jolt up in prices. And inventory for right now or down the road doesn't look like it's coming. And the cavalry isn't on the way, as I've been doing those blogs about new development. There's nothing getting built. There's no cranes downtown Vancouver. There's a few. They were all luxury buildings, long pre-sold. Nothing's happening. Can you imagine what this coiled spring effect is going to be like in 3 or 4 more years? 40,000 new arrivals coming into the lower mainland. Interest rates start going down. Nothing for sale. And we have no new inventory coming online for years and years. Even that rental product that I tell you guys about, don't hold your breath on a lot of that stuff. And even if they do get that stuff, start building later this year, next year, you're still 5 years away before you're getting keys on that. Watch out. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.